blinded man, barely wearing anything, rushes toward us. His eyes, gouged out, are covered with a blood-stained cloth while his tensed-up hands are chained together. The painting you're looking at is by the German painter Lovis Corinth, created in 1912. Just a year earlier, Corinth had suffered a severe stroke from which he never fully recovered. The stroke, which left him partially paralyzed, not only changed his life but also his style of painting. The Blinded Samson was his first large painting after the incident. What does the story behind the painting have to do with its imagery? And what is Corinth actually trying to show us? The story that inspired Lovis Corinth is found in the book of Judges, the 7th book of the Old Testament. The stories in this book all follow a specific pattern. The people are unfaithful to God, he therefore delivers them into the hands of their enemies. And that's exactly what happened to Samson. The biblical account states that Samson possessed immense strength to aid him against his enemies and to allow him to perform superhuman feats, including slaying a lion with his bare hands or massacring an entire Philistine army with a donkey's jawbone. But there's a problem. His power stems solely from his long hair. Without it, his strength is gone, as cutting it would violate his Nazirite vow. Tragically, this scenario becomes a reality for Samson. He is betrayed by his lover Delilah, who, secretly sent by Philistine officials, orders a servant to cut his hair while he is sleeping. She then turns him over to the Philistines, and the brutal outcome of this betrayal is what you can see here. What's especially peculiar about Corinth's depiction of Samson is the framing. The painting does not offer a full view of the protagonist. His head, as well as 2 fingers of his left hand, extend beyond the border of the frame. The same goes for his lower legs and feet. It's almost as if Corinth is trying to tell us that Samson's suffering is so massive it exceeds all bounds, even the bounds of the canvas it's painted on. He's trying to squeeze through the door frame in an awkward position, his shoulders hunched forward and his hands reaching out helplessly. And then, of course, there's Samson's face. Instead of hiding the violence, the blood-soaked bandage practically forces us toward it, toward the dark, empty sockets under his gouged-out eyes. Fresh drops of bright red blood run down his cheeks, the twisted lips, the uneven teeth pressed together as if he's trying to hold in a cry. And again, something is missing. Delilah is nowhere to be found, just as she vanishes from the biblical story after her betrayal. The Philistines aren't there either. There's no one left around him, no figure to distract us or shift our attention. Even the background is empty. There's simply nothing to look at except Samson himself. There are, of course, other paintings of Samson that try to capture this tragic impact, but they never quite reach what Corinth does here. Take Rembrandt's The Blinding of Samson. He shows the exact moment of the attack, the weapon entering the eye, the blood spraying, Samson clenching his teeth in agony. But 2 things keep that scene, at least for me, from being as devastating as Corinth's version. First, Rembrandt fills his canvas with people. Samson is surrounded, crowded in, which somehow softens the loneliness of the moment. Corinth's Samson, in contrast, stands completely alone, which makes his pain feel far more isolating. And second, Rembrandt confronts us with the moment of violence. But here, all of that has already happened. There's no attack left to witness. Instead, we only see the aftermath, the body that has endured it. There's one little detail that adds another layer to all of this. A single drop of blood that seems to have fallen onto Samson's chest, right around where his heart would be. It's hard not to read that symbolically, especially when you remember that Corinth had suffered a serious stroke just a year before painting this, as mentioned earlier. Some viewers have noticed that Samson's face looks a bit like Corinth's own, and his heavy, broad build even more so. The warm amber tones and the greenish shadows also resemble other works from Corinth around that time. Even Corinth's wife once hinted that the painting might contain quite a bit of autobiography. Was Corinth identifying with Samson, the strong man suddenly broken, forced into a body that no longer obeyed him? It's impossible to say for sure, but the thought lingers. We know that Corinth often painted themes of suffering and mortality, and the Blinded Samson, with its shackled, mutilated figure, gives off a strange feeling of someone standing right on the edge, as if Samson is thinking about ending it all, but hasn't yet taken that final step. Whether or not the painting is autobiographical doesn't really matter in the end. What stays with you is the sheer intensity of Samson's suffering. His twisted body, his agonized face, the sense that his pain is spilling out of the frame. All of it creates a feeling so raw that it almost overwhelms you. Corinth isn't just showing us a biblical hero. He's showing us a human being pushed beyond what anyone could bear.